I normally don't do these, but we have to have an emergency Soccer O.G. because we have a Pulisic problem right now. This is what's happening. Monday, Chelsea beat Everton. They beat them soundly. It was no contest. 2-0 was the scoreline, but they dominated this. And what it means is that Chelsea are now unbeaten in 11 games under Thomas Tuchel, who has them through to the FA Cup quarters, has them through to the Champions League quarters almost. We'll find out in about a week and a half. And Christian Pulisic's minutes are starting to go so far down, they're becoming seconds. As in, he came in the 89th minute, played about 3 minutes, and now there's this image on the sideline where he's like, what do I do? You see that, and you know it is probably over. He can't go anywhere right now. This is a move for the summer. People are talking about a loan, but this is something where you have to find a new club. Although in this market, a guy was expensive, $70 million. It's going to be hard to find something of a decent return if you're Chelsea. So maybe a loan is the way to go. If that's the case, the ball is out of Pulisic's court. He is on a team that has so many scoring options. As we pointed out, Tuchel's doing fantastic. Has them in 4th place. I'm a West Ham fan. We're in 5th. I don't think we're going to catch Chelsea. And then some of the players that Pulisic is competing against are in the same situation. They're trying to get minutes. Mason Mount didn't start against Everton. Hakim Ziyech didn't get off the bench whatsoever. I think he's the only guy that Pulisic's in front of in the pecking order. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I think the direct challenger for Pulisic, is starting ahead of him. Timo Werner starting, still missing a lot, but he's got some goals along the way to help Chelsea. And his pace, which Pulisic has too, is a game changer. But then you have Kai Havertz, and they're playing this false number 9, and it's working for Thomas Tuchel. And Havertz was the best player on the field in that position. And that was the position that Pulisic came on in a prior game as a sub. But the minutes are going lower and lower. This thing's not going to switch over. Certainly, especially if Tuchel continues to maintain this form. And if you look at their schedule, it's pretty favorable coming up. They have West Brom, Brighton, Fulham. Then the end of the season gets a little more challenging. They do have the Champions League with Atletico in a week and a half. Don't expect to see Pulisic there. They do have an FA Cup on May 21st against Sheffield United in the quarterfinals. I would imagine Pulisic starts that game and maybe one other game down the stretch because it's working for Tuchel. He feels comfortable, and it's etched on Pulisic's face. Now, Tuchel did say something after the game, which was interesting. It was kind of like a backhanded compliment. And he goes, maybe the biggest problem is that I know him from Dortmund. He played cup games. I know how good he is and what impact he can make over 20, 30 minutes. 30 minutes would be great, but he's not getting that. That's not what you want to hear. We know about the German honesty, and we really appreciate it, but it was way too honest there, and it spells doom at Chelsea. This would be just a complete turnaround if he was to start featuring more often. I think of the situation at Spurs. A little more seasoned attacking player like Christian Eriksen. Now, Pulisic didn't say he wanted to leave the club. Eriksen did, but we saw it there on the show. I forgot the name of the show. All or Nothing. And Mourinho at that point, and Tuchel's thinking the same thing. This is a headache. This is a headache now. I got guys that are getting it done for me. I have a surplus of attacking players. And they want to make Eriksen whole and find him a right club, but they just want him. He's not going to feature in this situation. So that's the comparison I get out of that. And Pulisic can train his tail off. You know, I tweeted something about Pulisic, and everyone's going, he's just got to go back, pull up the socks, and work like he's never worked before and get back in there. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's a weird time. They have 10 games remaining plus Champions League and FA Cup, so maybe another 3 or 4 there. That's not a lot of games. And they're going to be important games for Chelsea. Even if the form starts to dip for Thomas Tuchel, they're going to be in a real competition, you would imagine. Even if they're safely in 4th, they're going to want to go for 3rd place to catch Leicester possibly. Maybe they get Manchester United. I won't get carried away. But too many things in play here to suggest that this is going to end well for Pulisic at Chelsea. Where does he go? We've heard Bayern Munich. which seems like getting out of the frying pan and into the fire with regards to getting playing minutes. A club like Leicester City or West Ham, neither of those teams, maybe Leicester dropped some coin if they really liked him, but the others will be looking for a different, that would make sense. Maybe a club in Germany, but how low do you go? You already played at Dortmund. You don't want to go below a Dortmund. Eintracht Frankfurt or Wolfsburg. It sounds good, but it just feels like a big step back. Pulisic did great. Under Frank Lampard, he wasn't getting minutes. After the pandemic, he came back and was heroic, but now this is happening, and no injuries right now. So we hope for the best. We prepare for the worst. Christian Pulisic, you know we love you and we're in your corner, and you're 22 years of age, plenty of time to get this straight.